And so I go running at this woman who's sitting inside a glass cubicle just full of cigarette smoke. I can barely see her because she's kind of in this fish tank smoking, and she has this preposterous uniform on. Huge, like, Russian immigration person hat, and this, like, silly uniform which looks like a stage costume. It comes down to about here on her hands. Huge epaulets, like, I'm the captain of Wacky Land. Like, all this serious and insidious. Like, what does any of it mean? I don't know. I just get paid nothing to sit in glass cubicle. And so I go boom, 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 taking out people, get to the front, give her my passport. She goes through all the pages, and she sees all the countries she'll never go to. I see the hate burning in her eyes. Japan, very nice. Must be interesting to go to Brazil. I will never go. I live in Russia the rest of my life. Have a nice trip. I hope you choke on something. And so I get in the car, and with the promoter fellow, we drive into Moscow, and the same potholes I saw in '94 and '97, I saw again. You know, it takes no skill to point out a problem. Like, racism stopped. Well, Einstein, you know, eureka, you really hit the nail on the head. But what are you going to do? You know, what's your follow-up to the observation of the problem? And that's the problem in Russia with the potholes. Pothole. And what do you do to pothole? You dig out all the broken rubble around it. But then they run out of funding or interest to fill it back in. And it just goes deeper and deeper. And you come back to the same pothole 2 years later. It's widened and there's a family living down there. Like, drive carefully. No! And you, the car goes in. And these potholes are amazing. The chassis of the car bottom out, you know. And valiantly the cab hurtles on. And 3 times for 3, I had the unique the Moscow hotel experience where you walk into the lobby and there's all these mafia prostitutes kind of voguing. They're all like beautifully dressed, really beautiful women, statuesque, really tall. And there's like 1 to 3 very scary men guarding them. No neck, like missing an eye, you know, great zipper scar across the face, missing an ear, you know, like 50 years in Siberia training camp. And they all have these bulges in their blazers where they have this fucking hand cannon ready to annihilate you. And you walk into the lobby and they just stare at you. And it's really intense to have a guy with 1 eye and missing half an ear stare at you without flinching. No matter what you do, he's just staring at you. And you're like, okay. Walking around very beautiful women, and there's like 3 fucking murderers staring at me. And so what I try and do is start thinking really pussy-ass thoughts. So it'll affect my body language. So I'll just start looking like someone that you don't want to shoot, because I just want a key to go to my room. Start going, I'm vegan. I listen to all that pussy-ass music they play on TV, and I really like those bands. There's a tree right here, I hug it right away. I'm a little pussy boy, I play the hacky sack. I usually have a goatee here, which I can play in, I do stupid fucked up things with my hair, and I do a piercing in my eyebrow. Don't hurt me, you fucking big mafia killers. And so I get my key, and I go towards the elevator, and I just slalom through all these just ridiculously beautiful women. And I've noticed something, I've seen it myself, and I know that, you know, being a generic male, I can't be alone on this. Have you women noticed that when guys approach you, you know, they want to put the hit on, they want to talk to you, chat you up, have you noticed that as they get closer to you, they start losing all their motor skills? And by the time they get up to you, they really can't say anything of any substance, and they seem kind of partially retarded? Have you ever seen that drawing? It's like the evolution of man. It goes from left to right. And example 1 is like, you know, 40 million jillion years ago, like the whatever. It basically looks like a chimpanzee, and the creature's so low to the ground that like not are only all the fingers dragging, but the top of the hand is dragging. They're like really low to the ground. And like 3 million years goes by, and the prototype man is coming up. The pelvis is you know, becoming more erect. The spine becoming more erect. They're not walking like this. The face is losing kind of that simian features, and more kind of, you know, Homo sapien features are being more prominent. And like, I don't know, 50 million years goes by, and the last example is like a businessman walking down to the briefcase to break up the company into little bits and sell off and scrap it, right? Have you women noticed that men from across the room, when they start over towards you, will start as the final example. By the time they get to you, they are the first example. And by the time they get up to you, you're supposed to fuck this guy. That's the problem. It must be really hard for you to be because okay, well, I'm gonna go for sex someday, and there are my choices. This guy, this guy, this guy. Like, oh my God. Oh no. I guess I'll be coming down. You know. I guess I'll become an accountant or something. Give me a Smith's record. I need to cool off. But anyway, my next obstacle is the reason I'm there at the 2 shows. And so I go down to the venue to check out the place. It's a movie theater where they show films in translation, and each seat has a headphone set. So it's like speaking at the UN. And I was like, come on, I was like, how are we pulling this off? He goes, Peter, this guy named Peter, he's going to translate. So you're going to talk. He's going to translate. They're going to hear you, and that's how we're going to do it. I said, this is going to be a disaster. He went, yeah. And it was brutal. I'm up there talking. I see Peter in a little cubicle using a projectionist booth. So I see him in this little block of light in the wall. And I'm saying, oh, and then my head exploded. And you see him like translating and gesticulating wildly to get the full impact of what I'm saying. So he's listening, articulating it, and then you see but everything is coming back to these people like this 15-second time delay. And so I go, and then my dick exploded. And I was like, aha, yes. And it was just like, I say something, he's like, wait for it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And who knows what Peter's saying? You know, it's really great. We're back in Moscow. Russian people suck. I hate all of you. I don't like you to be fucking me over. So I'm like, please be nice to me, you know? And I did the shows, and it was so much work. It was like paddling upstream in a river of syrup. I'm like, I would have paid them the second night if this would let me go. But it was fun. It was super arduous. But on the second day, I had some time before the show. So I went down into the subway system with a handful of the day-glow plastic coins you need to get on the train. And I just rode around on the trains with this fellow named Nick, the promoter. And it was fascinating because they're all, you know, from the Marx era, I guess, and or Stalin. I guess they're all Stalinist construction. And the subways are also used as bomb shelters, so they go way down to like the Earth's core. And unlike other subway systems I've been on, you know, like in New York, which looks like World War III with a train running through it. You know, these have like high, you know, domed ceilings and paintings and sculptures and all this stuff, and no litter. And I said, God, look, there's no litter, no dead bodies. And he said, well, it's kind of the unwritten law in Moscow. You don't litter in the subway. You keep it really beautiful. And the subway stations are magnificent. And so I'm standing there waiting, and the platform is just packed with people. And the train comes up, and the door opens, and the train is packed. And it seems everyone wants to get out of this stop, and the door stops right in front of me. So instinctively, I get out of the way of the outgoing people. So there's the man swarms, people coming out, and I feel something just push me into the oncoming man swarm. So I'm like taking rushes, bam, 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 and I think that's very rude of me to be in their way. So I try and get back, and something like just pushes me in the side back into them again. I look down, there's a woman about this high, this wide, bearded, mustachioed, with like these burly, you know, quads and calves. She's got at least like a 300-kilo squat. If she was a wrestler, once she locked in, you'd never get her off her feet. She'd be like all counted as a wrestler. And she's got holding this like plastic bag of like garlic and onions. And she's pushing me into the oncoming man swarm, like hip check, and every single time I try to get out of the way, she has like forearms like baseball bats. She's like, wham, wham! She's using me as a driving wedge And we are going through, and I'm taking rushes on either side. And I'm like, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And they know, I'm the mark, I'm the ringer, I'm the Taurus. And they're like, get on train. Wham! These women, these little leaves are dragging, packing me. And I get into the train after like dividing outgoing rushes on either side of me. And they all end around me and find like the 4 vacant seats and sit down, hold on to their bags, and start muttering to their shoes. Like, they're like, whoa.